I don't get the feeling, Lynn, that they have their chemistry down yet, trying to work so many guys in.
No, and one of the things I thought that they lacked at critical times was leadership in a need situation. Kalen Lucas, for all of his talents, a lot of times felt like he had to do it himself, and it took Travis Walton to kind of command the point a little bit, the senior, to settle things down. And ultimately, they wound up getting the ball into Morgan and others, and they took over in that game.
It's hard to backdoor a team like Tennessee because they're so long. They get their hands on so many passes.
And Bruce Pearl will tell you it's because they're communicating, particularly with the defense in front of his bench. They can help those guys out. That's why he worries about the quickness. They can get beat off the bounce, but if guys step up and help out and communicate, he feels a lot more confident with his defense.
As he was saying the other day, he's especially concerned about the freshmen communicating on defense. Oh, brother, look at Tatum's sky for that rebound. Gonzaga by 2. Tyler Smith over to Mays. Bruce Pearl mentioning that he worries about the second half when the defense will be on the other end of the court and the coaching staff won't be able to help out communicating defensively. Prince with a follow but couldn't get it to go. And Bolden leading the Zags into the front court.
And that goes to your point, Fran, about toughness. You know, Gonzaga right now knocking down shots, but Tennessee's getting a bunch of offensive rebounds. And I think Gonzaga's going to have to start gutting it out under there and start limiting those second and third opportunities, because if they keep doing them, eventually they're going to fall.
Yeah, I agree, because Tennessee, you know, is going to go 10 deep the whole night, John. So it's like we saw out of Memphis in Puerto Rico. You know, pressure is cumulative, and Tennessee's pressure comes at you for 40 minutes.
Aggressive move to the rim by Tatum, couldn't finish. And a chance for the Zags to extend the lead. Bolden's shot is short.
I think Bruce Pearl would love Gonzaga to take those shots.
Only if they're not making
it.
Yeah. Well, in that Georgetown game, it's a Georgetown team without a lot of depth. Bruce Pearl said he felt that they got a little worn down. Gonzaga's got more depth, so we'll see how that affects things as Jeremy Pargo is getting set to check back in. Gonzaga by 3.
Bobby Mays has been a huge lift for Tennessee. You look at the guards they lost. Juwan Smith, Lamar Smith, Chris Lofton. He comes out of Hutchinson Junior College, Duke All-American, and he's got a feistiness about him.
Yeah, he runs that team like he owns it. Think about this, 32 assists and only 5 turnovers in 134 minutes.
And a DC kid got away from Georgetown and Maryland.
Going to be Gonzaga basketball when we come back. Bruce Pearl, always animated, looking for career win number 400. Gonzaga by 3. All right, Ryan, thanks very much. Back here at the Old Spice Classic, and look at the career of Philip Fulmer, head coach since '92, and of course a player there.
Carried him off the field last night, his players, after the win.
Won the national title a year after Peyton Manning left. Step in there, the lightning quick Bobby Mays to the goal.
Nice block. Oh, call it goaltending.
They'll call goaltending. Yep.
That's that new rule this year. If you block the ball against the board above the cylinder, this is an automatic now. Take a look at Micah Downs coming to your picture.
Yeah, I think that, again, it already hit the backboard. Yep. And it was in the cylinder. If it had not a chance to go in, there probably would not have been called goaltending, because then the attempt stops if it doesn't have a chance to go in.
I mentioned Bobby Mays before. He actually committed to Maryland, and Bruce Pearl told us they could not get him into Maryland academically. Finished up some academic issues, got to Tennessee, and they had the advantage. His junior college coach, Ryan Swanson, was a former Bruce Pearl assistant.
At the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Downs with a rebound. Micah Downs done good work on the boards in this tournament, including a big 17-point, 12-rebound game against Oklahoma State.
But his hustle in this game is certainly saving Gonzaga because of the turnovers. He's making sure that Tennessee does not convert. And there's Heitfeld. We talked about his size. He can hurt you inside, but he can certainly step outside. And at his size, it's hard to contest that jump shot.
Yeah, Downs should really end up being their best defender, particularly on the perimeter. Long arms.
He's got the hops.
Yep.
Feed down low, left-handed scoop shot, Tyler Smith, and the former Iowa Hawkeye. You know, you had all these kids this year. Alex Stevenson trying to go from North Carolina to USC, or Herb Pope from New Mexico State to Seton Hall, trying to get the waiver not to sit out for a year after transferring. And Tyler Smith did that last year, going from Iowa to Tennessee to be with his ailing father, Billy, who died September of '07 from lung cancer.
And you remember, you go back to when Bruce Pearl took over at Tennessee, he had already committed and signed with the previous coach, Buzz Peterson, and Bruce Pearl would not let wouldn't let him out of the scholarship, so there was some animosity early in that relationship, since been patched up.
Tyler Smith calls Bruce Pearl a father figure, especially since his father passed away.
How about Scotty Hobson not starting today, coming off the bench? So you're Bruce Pearl, and you're able to bring guys like Tab and J.P. Prince. Hobson off the bench, Nagadu.
Well, Scotty Hobson is one of those guys you mentioned, legitimate prospect. You know, he's a scorer, and obviously Bruce Pearl thinks that he could be a pretty good defensive player, but he says he's such a nice kid that he wishes that he had a mean streak. He wishes he'd talk back in practice sometime. Just to show that he's got a little bit of that fight in him. And I think this tournament has helped Hobson grow up.
Bruce Pearl saying that about both Woolridge and Hobson. And
another deflection.
You know, talk about
the two of them to play real hard. Go ahead.
Talk about Scotty Hobson, his ability to score, but they're just a nice bounce pass into Tyler Smith. You know, fundamentally sound, got in triple threat, and laid it into his teammate nicely. A true freshman, and obviously he's a guy that they're going to be counting on for a couple years to come.
They were in a heck of a recruiting battle with him, because he verbally committed to Mississippi State and Rick Stansbury, and didn't sign last November. Bruce Pearl jumped on him like a bulldog, and they wound up getting him signed in April.
Now Gonzaga's got to be careful right now. What Tennessee has done has made them a perimeter team. You know, really pressured the passer, not allowing him to get it inside, and even on the screens, a high screen, instead of stepping out and hedging, they're just getting in front of that picker and allowing the defender to stay with him, so there's no roll inside.
That's what I love about Tennessee. And I still think with the young players, they're probably about 60–70% of efficiency right now. But they're so long, you see a switch there, they're so long and athletic. They have guys that can guard 3 or 4 spots on the floor at any one time.
And that's exactly what happened on the switch. Dade doesn't get the elevation.
Tyler Smith and the foul. Smith with 6, and he goes to the line.
If you look at Tyler Smith, you ask yourself, is he a 4? Is he a 3? He's not a 2. He's just a basketball player. He does a lot. Now this is a hard move right here. He gets fouled. He's about 12 feet from the goal. Look at that soft touch.
Well, there is no doubt that he's a basketball player. And again, he does an awful lot for this team. Interestingly enough, though, you know, earlier in this tournament, he goes down in foul trouble and against Siena, and instead of the team kind of struggling, they ultimately build a huge lead, going an 18-0 run. So he's a lot of guys that step up for him, but make no mistake about his value to this team.
Prince whacked Downs in the eye.
Actually, this looks like it in his lip.
Actually, yeah, it did.
And there's Officer Heitfeld.
Patrolling the beat. That's a great point, Len. Micah Downs.
Oh, he got hit all right, and officials didn't see it.
Well, Micah Downs has got to play through that. When you play Tennessee, John, you know you're going to get this kind of attention defensively.
Tennessee on an 8-0 run. And an offensive foul. Cargo picks up his second as Prince. Oh, you had 2 different calls.
Well, they can talk this over.
Well, that definitely was a block. I mean, there's no question about it. Didn't establish legal guarding position until the contact was made.
In a situation like this, good officiating, one guy will look at the other and say, I've got it. When they make a, when there's a block and a charge call at the same time, we call it a blarge. That normally doesn't happen because of the eye contact of the two officials.
Where can I find that in the dictionary? Blarge.
Okay, that's it. It's a double foul. That doesn't happen very much.
So Parkville and Prince on the double foul. And possession will stay with Gonzaga.
So they go to the possession now because of the double foul. See, the two officials, one calls the block on